Having some struggles here. This is SSD 6. If you can notice in the bottom left, I was telling a friend that I was just about to start it if he wanted to join me. I ended up soloing it. Not the first time I've soloed an SSD. In fact, most of them I do solo. In fact, if people join, I always tell them just sit back at the base. As you can see on right now, they're all bottlenecking right at the end. I'm using heavy base Kyle, and so because of that I'm putting down my decoy, and I'm just trying to prevent them. I was doing this for about 5 minutes, so I just kept building and building, and they just kept beating on the metal, but they couldn't get through until I finally won here. As you can see, it's ended. Victory screen comes up, and yeah, really interesting. The precursor to this, at the beginning, I forgot to rebuild after they destroyed some of it for my Storm Shield Defense 5. But you know, just goes to show, even if you're soloing, you can still have quite a bit in error for mistakes and still make it through. I was level 88 and they were level 100 Hus, so there was pretty big gap, 12 levels, and I was still able to do it. So anyways, yeah, get on from the video from here. Hello, welcome to the first Back to the Basics special for Fortnite Save the World. So this is going to be a series that I'm going to be doing. I've noticed, you know, my goal starting this channel is to cover everything in detail on Fortnite Save the World that a lot of the YouTubers I've noticed have been missing. There are a lot of really good videos out there though, so you know, I would recommend checking those out. You've got Latana, you've got Checker, you've got David Dean, you've got Aiden Harris, you've got A1 Money, or A1 Dat Money, I forgot how you say his name. There are quite a few. Pickinatty, again, these are all just ones that I watch on a regular basis. But I have noticed, and I can't forget Slight Gumby. He's definitely helped out on a lot of my videos, just watching, or a lot of my gameplay, just watching how he builds some of his bases. But anyway, so the whole goal of this game is to have fun, but there is a lot of small details that you should probably make sure that you're paying attention to or aware of. So let's go ahead and start with skill trees today. So when you first come into your area, you know, your little menu screen here, you're going to have all your different options at the top. As you're leveling up and getting experience, you're going to get one of two things for skill trees. You're going to get either number 1, you're going to get points by getting experience. You start off with 1, and every now and then as you're leveling up, you'll start getting more and more, all the way up to, I think it's 4. Yeah, it is 4, obviously, because I'm actually maxed out right now. But when you start out here, skill tree 1, your probably best option is just go ahead and get everything, except for when you get done with everything, you don't really need these defender slots. Unless you're using them for your Storm Shield defenses, they're not important. And so your first skill tree slot, you know, that's fine. The other type of skill tree option that you have is going to be research, and that's going to be points collected, and that's from a daily basis. You do have different caps though per or for your per limit for collection, as well as how many you can store up. This is right now, I believe, the max that you can have stored up, as well as you can collect max at a certain point. And this shows you how much you collect per hour. So it's different as you're progressing in your skill trees, but for the most part, your first in your research, basically just get everything. It's completely fine. I learned this trick from my own, and then I watched a video by Sly Gumby who's doing a review on this, and he went into a little bit more depth just to confirm what I was thinking all along in my number calculations. Doing 2, you just get everything. You don't have to get these transformations unless you really are struggling to get survivors and weapons and all that stuff. So don't worry about that. Just go ahead and get everything in this skill tree. And again, this is for your research. This is stuff that you just naturally can collect those points as you play each day or however often you play. Side note, I recommend every day, even if you're not playing every day, log in, come in and collect, because you do hit that limit for collection, and then once it hits that limit, you lose out on gaining more points. So again, because this cap is usually higher for how much you can store, it's good just come in, collect it, let it sit if you're not going to play, or come in, collect it, and if your cap is really low, like when you first start out, collect it and then spend it. It's really quick, you can do it in 5 minutes, and then you don't have to play again for the day. Just saves time. Maybe you just don't want to play for that day, you're not feeling like it, it's completely fine. When you get to 3, there are a couple of options that you have. First and foremost, the first thing that you want to do when you come into skill tree 3 is tech down all the way to, it's good to get these, that definitely helps, and then also teching down to your squad slots, because the reason why is that boosts your power level, and you can level those up to also increase your base power level. So that's number 2. The third most important thing that I recommend, even though some people might disagree, it does help out in the long run, is instead of filling this tree out completely, just go for the party bonuses, because it increases yourself and all party members, and when it comes down to it, you get better return on spending points from once you've done that. Once you've gotten your squad slots as well as your parties, then switching directly over to tier 4, because the return on your investment point wise spending compared to stats gained is excuse me, it's going to be better with getting all of this tree filled out first. If you want, in fact recommended, first thing again that you do on these is go directly to getting your squad slots on each side, here, 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 and here, and then from there going and getting all your party bonuses, your party stat increases, and then from there, then you can go through and get the ones that just buff you. Now once you're done with filling all of skill tree 4, you're going to skip back over to 3 and fill the rest of it out. So 3 you're going to fill out last, this will be third. And then for your skill trees, it's basically the same thing. As you're going through, you want to get all of your squad slots first. You're going to tech to all those. And then the next best option would be to go ahead, since it boosts your power level, your base power level, go ahead and get some of these. If you want, again, it's, each way you play can be unique to the player. Sometimes it's more beneficial. What I did when I first came in is I teched to Ninja straight away as soon as I could, because I wanted to get the stat increases from that, and I wasn't concerned as much for my power level. I think I was pretty significantly high for my area anyways. And then what I did next was, the turret is a very powerful gadget that you use. You can select when you go to your start screen, and I can show you that in a second. But basically, it is a very strong gadget to use. Most heroes, or most people, run it when they're running their hero as a gadget, so it's definitely a bonus. Again, so skill tree 2, your defender slots aren't as important. I skipped them until I was almost maxed out, and then I went back through and got them. So same thing as you're going through squad slots, then get your stats, so on. I went and got all this party stat increases first, and then I got all the small ones. And then same thing with 4, get all your squad slots, so on and so forth, your parties, and then getting those. As you can see, I haven't got everything yet because I am maxed out on my level, so I have to get it through. The remainder is going to be through my collection book rewards. So let me go ahead and show you really quick. I'm just going to choose a random mission, and so I do not accidentally get into a group. I'm going to go private just to show you. So I'll select the mission, and load. Okay, so you come into your, this is where you change your gadgets. So for example, right now I have Adrenaline Rush and I have my turret. These are the most 2 commonly used ones that I run with. If you're running with Constructor, I would recommend going with either Slow, your banner, or this. As a Constructor, you know, you use a lot of materials, so your recommended would be the supply drop, just because you get some supplies from that, and you can drop it down every 5 minutes or whatever it is, whatever the cooldown is. So anyways, hopefully that helps explain all that. So I'm just going to go ahead and abandon, since I don't need to go into that mission. I'm going to go ahead and change from private back to public. Side note, I've found out if you're in private, you go in, you select a mission, and you hit start, before you actually launch into it, even if you switch it from private back to public, from everything that I've tried so far, and I could be wrong, I'm not perfect, but if you switch it back to public and you go into launch and you're expecting people to join you, they will not join you. I've never had anyone join me after having started the mission with a selection of private selected. Vice versa. If I go into a mission, I've proven this already a couple of times. If you select private, you go in, you start the mission, or you hit, select, and it loads in before you launch, and you switch it back to private, and you go in there, people can still join you because you started the mission as public. I don't know why. I think that's dumb. I think that should be a stat or a setting that should be changed, so that no matter what, if you're selected as that and you're started it, you're kind of the leader of that mission, that people can't join you if you're private, and they can if it's public. So that's just my personal opinion. It doesn't really matter. Epic can do whatever they want. But anyways, hopefully that helps with skill trees. Squad slots, I can always review that at another time, but I feel like that's been gone over quite a bit with people. I feel like skill trees, that's something that's definitely been missed by a lot of people, and I just wanted to go in depth and just a brief explanation. If you have any additional questions, feel free and leave a comment below. If you think I did something wrong and you want to correct it, feel free to leave a comment too. You know, I'm not above reproach. I definitely am not a perfect person, and I can always improve. So I'd love to anyone else to help me out there. I'd greatly appreciate it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and for now, adios.